Escape!柳沢選手は2つ目のロストポイントです。
Our boys have shaken hands, and we are on to the match. So, Funaki's coming out orthodox, and Ryushi is southpaw, and Ryushi looks a little bit stiff. So Funaki's very relaxed, kind of flat-footed, probably waiting to counter, and he's feinting on Ryushi. And Ryushi is charged in on a double leg with his head down, not looking at all, and that is worrying. Yeah. In the last match, Funaki managed to rock Ryushi a couple of times. And Funaki's feinting. Ooh, Ryushi shot in on a double and ate a nasty intercepting knee, and now he is defending a double wrist lock. So he's reached over and grabbed his own hand to stop it from being pulled across. Funaki might have a bit of trouble finishing it, because he's all curled up over it. He might have trouble getting the torque. So he's popped it out behind Ryushi, but he doesn't seem to be able to bend it up far enough backwards. And he's worried about falling over his head. So he's going to step his right leg back over. Yeah, switch his legs positions so he can get some torque on the double wrist lock there. And he's going to head scissors, so he's pinning Ryushi's head between his legs and then going to try and work the arm out. I saw this position on a Billy Robertson instructional video that's available on YouTube, and there's a progression where you go from that kimura around the head to an armbar like Funaki's tried there, but Ryushi managed to roll up into him. So now we're going to see Funaki work from his guard. Funaki had one of the better guards among the early Pancrase guys, probably due to being wrestled by Ken Shamrock all the time, so he'd have to learn to work off his back. And you could always tell the guys that Funaki had trained because they had better guys, whereas the ones that came directly from the Suzuki line sort of preferred to be on top, or they'd dive on a leg or try and sort of feed themselves under into a leg rather than working their guard and throwing up submissions and sweeps from there. And looks like Funaki's going for a flower sweep, and he's reached around and sort of trapped himself under Ryushi and Nagasawa's head there. So he's bent to the side, looks a bit awkward. And I don't think he's going to get that. And he's in danger of being cradled if Ryushi reaches over his head with his left arm and then sort of scoots himself around. He can pass Funaki's guard there, but he's not working for that. He's digging in a crossface to break Funaki's grip. So yeah, at the previous match, Ryushi got put in a terrifying knee bar, and he also got the crap beaten out of him on the feet, so it wasn't a great match for Ryushi. But yeah, he seems to be doing better this time, because I think that one was over in about 3 minutes. And he's working some offense in Funaki's guard, grip fighting. Funaki had a nice guard. He could sort of open it up and close it up at the right time. Did well maintaining it and could put guys back into it, whereas in earlier Pancrase matches you sort of see someone just sort of forget about their guard and get past. So yeah, like that normally they just let him step over his leg. Ryushi going for a can opener there, and Funaki pops his head out. That's some more grip fighting. So Ryushi might try and pin that arm down. Oh, it doesn't matter, being broken up. And we're going again. Ryushi was a karateka before he joined pro wrestling Fujiwara-gumi. And then he sort of started training in catch wrestling there. And he wasn't doing great with his submissions until he lost to both Takafumi Ito and Jason DeLucia, and then he really turned his career around. He did a nice inside low kick just then. Still biting on those feints from Funaki. He seems to be a bit worried about his hands. Ducking in on a double leg, and Funaki stiff-armed him away. See, after he lost to DeLucia, he took Guy Mesga to a draw and did pretty well there. Nice check on that low kick from Funaki. And then he had a nice fight with Bas Rutten, where he nearly submitted him with a scarfold armbar. But he still lost. It took him 20 minutes, unlike their first one, which lasted about 40 seconds. Nice body kick from Ryushi there. And Funaki's switched to an orthodox position, and he's pulling his hands right back, so maybe he wants to hit with the bone of his wrist. So he must have been talking to Busruden a bit. Gone back into open guard, long stances, and Funaki committed really hard to that right hand and let Ryushi double leg. He's pulling Ryushi's head down, not letting him posture. Funaki's guard was a versatile guard. He could sweep and he could submit from it. So if he was trying to sweep you, he wouldn't get disheartened and let you pass if he couldn't sweep, and if he was trying to submit you and couldn't throw up a triangle, he didn't get super worried and let you pass if he couldn't do that, or just hang on to it and hope that nothing happened. It was always very active. He's going 2-on-1 grip, and a nice scissor sweep there. And he's reaching around the back of Nagisawa's head there, going for a Americana grip. So if you reach around the back of the head, you can sort of pin the shoulders and prevent the bridging. And he's pushing the elbow up, maybe going for an arm triangle. Oh, he's trying to wrist lock Nagisawa against the canvas there. That's interesting. Very catchy. Very catch as catch can, if that makes sense. And he's moving around, and he's switching to gift wrap. So Ryushi's trying to prevent the gift wrap from happening, pushing up on his hand, and Funaki's pushing down on that elbow. He's going to pop that elbow off and then pull the arm right around his face. Funaki would receive his own gift wrapping against Hickson Gracie at Coliseum 2000. It was, it's an unfortunate match for Funaki. Not a great way to do his first retirement on. And he's going for the Cobra Clutch from Sergeant Slaughter. And Ryushi's popped his head free and rolled up into him. And Funaki tried for a triangle there in transition, but Nagisawa pulled his head out. And nice hip escape, and he's got his guard back. So yeah, Funaki's one of the few guys you'll actually see recover guard in those first few Pancrase shows. He's going for a 2-on-1 grip and switching his hips. He might be thinking about an armbar. And Nagisawa was trying to pin one of his hands and use it to pass, and he's getting there, but Funaki shoved his knee back. So he's caught him back up in half guard and gone to a half butterfly. And Funaki's got some good elevator hooks. He swept both Todd Bjornatham and Vernon White in the first King of Pancrase tournament with elevator hook sweep. And there you go. Swept Nagisawa over, and he's in mount. He's great binding Nagisawa's legs, hoping to prevent the bridge and roll. Scooting him away from the ropes, prevent the rope escape. Maybe going for a, threatening with the guillotine and then switching to a Kimura grip. He's working that wrist lock, maybe trying for a straight armbar. Nagisawa was just trying to shove him over. He's gone to the single arm Kimura grip, and he's been bridge and rolled by Nagisawa. Nicely done. Nagisawa was a strong dude. And they've been stood up because they're under the ropes. Here we go again. Nagisawa milling with his hands, sort of old school boxing stuff. Trying to hypnotize. Nice front kick. Very solid. Got him in the chest. And he's got in on that double, but he's down on his knees, so he doesn't have the drive, and he's just being walked over. That's really disheartening when that happens. You get in deep on a double leg, and then you just don't have any more drive, and then they just walk back over the top of you into mount. Worst feeling. But he's gone to Z mount, bit of a Funaki speciality, that one. Don't see many other people doing it in 1995. And he's skipping off to knee ride, working with a crossface, trying to tire out Nagisawa or open him up. And Nagisawa's framed with that hand, and now Funaki's pinning it, so he's probably going to skip off and grab it up in a double wrist lock. So he's gone to this neck scissors progression again. Probably try and pop Nagisawa's hand out. And Nagisawa tried to move, and he's just slid it up and over, and that is on, and that is tight. And Nagisawa has verbally tapped, and that is your match.
試合タイム8分42秒、レフェリーストップで船木正和選手の勝利です。